Hey guys, if you are one of those brave people who decided to take on photography, more power to you. I know how hard it might be to keep that much information in your head. Besides, it's nearly impossible to get rid of self-depreciating thoughts and doubts like, am I good enough? Can I really become a successful pro with big gigs? Will my art be appreciated on social media? Hey, slow down a bit, keep calm and watch this video. Here you learn about 5 biggest mistakes beginner photographers usually make and how to fix them. Technical errors are among the most common mistakes new photographers make, and wrong exposure setting is one of them. Here's an example. You've been shooting well into twilight and failed to change the camera settings in time, so some of your best shots turn out way too dark. Now that's a bummer, but keep your chin up. You can fix exposure later with a photo editor. PhotoWorks is a good solution for beginners. This software has a clear interface and intuitive tools that is exactly what your overstrained mind needs. You'll find a link to PhotoWorks in the description. Click it to try it free and to get a huge discount on the pro version. In case you need more proof that PhotoWorks is worthy of your attention, I'll show you how easy it is to fix exposure with it. First, I want to show you how autocorrection works. I really love this feature. I just click the button and get an enhanced image in a snap. If you click the cogwheel button, you'll get access to all the aspects of your image that the software can improve. You can check and uncheck the boxes however you want. This slider here controls the effect intensity. If you click this little cross, you'll cancel all the changes. Now let's move a little lower and find the exposure slider. I'll move it to the right to brighten the picture, and I'll also add some contrast to the image. Keep in mind that the photo editor, although really powerful, is not a miracle worker, so you won't be able to save a severely overexposed shot or a very dark image. There will be no data to salvage. The second mistake is also a technical one, because it involves botching camera settings. I'm talking about white balance. What is it in a nutshell? This is a setting defined in kelvins that is responsible for various color temperatures. We adjust this setting based on the desired effect. Sadly, if you have little experience, it's really easy to mess up white balance. Even auto mode won't save the day. The camera can make mistakes too. There are a lot of reasons why you get a botched white balance in your pictures. The good news is that you can fix it with PhotoWorks. Let's have a look at how it's done. I've already cranked up the exposure, so the image is a bit too bright now. If I press this button, we'll see the before photo. It's a nifty feature. I'm satisfied with the exposure, and now I'll adjust white balance because the photo has a blue color cast. There is snow in the picture, so we can use the snow as the white balance point. Let's use this eyedropper tool and use it to click on the snow. The software automatically adjusts the image temperature and tone, but you can fix them manually if you prefer. For instance, I want to make the image less warm, so I slightly tweak a temperature slider. But just like with the exposure, it is a lot easier to avoid mistakes when shooting, rather than fix them in post-production. Yeah, I know, it's not that easy to keep all the things in mind when shooting. I've made quite a few mistakes in my days, but eventually you'll get a grip on all that. Soon enough, you'll learn how to set the aperture width, how to adapt the settings to the light conditions, and how to work with composition. And speaking of, let's move on to composition mistakes. The slanted horizon line is a fairly common mistake. The more time you spend shooting, the more seldom this mistake will occur, especially when you get a grip on all the camera settings and start to really care about the story your photo tells. If you are not quite there yet, here is an easy way to fix a crooked horizon. I made the horizon line this slanted deliberately to show you the power of the effect. Now I'll switch to the Tools tab and pick the Geometry tool. Be sure to check the Show Grid box. That way you won't have to fix the horizon roughly, but rather do it with a guide. Now let's tweak the rotation slider until the horizon aligns with one of the grid lines. I had the Constrain Crop button pre-checked, but if I uncheck it, you'll see how the image has rotated in relation to its original state. But we don't need that in the final picture, so we'll check the box once again and save the image. Now pick picture this. You have all the right camera settings on, your eyes are on the object, you snap the picture and all seems perfect. Until you spot an odd object in the frame. A pole, a photobomb, a building, or basically anything. It's a bummer, but if the object is relatively small, you can erase it with PhotoWorks. I want to get rid of this random person and this trash can. I stay on the Tools tab and pick the crop tool. Now I can choose a cropping preset. The options that you see all have horizontal aspect ratio, but if you can check this box, you'll see vertical presets as well. This drop-down menu has several grid overlays. Just pick the one you need and it will appear on the screen. I'll pick the rule of thirds and choose the 16:9 format as it is the closest to a horizontal Instagram format. Now I'll just resize the frame, then move it around so that the model in my picture would be placed in one of the thirds. Now I hit apply. The last mistake I want to tackle does not involve technical or compositional issues. It strikes no matter whether you are using an expensive camera or a regular smartphone. Still, I'm sure that every beginner makes this mistake, especially the ones who are serious about the craft. Their mistake is the fear of practicing. Beginners usually think that before they actually start taking pictures, they need to read this many books, have these many courses, study these many softwares, and only then are they good enough to start practicing. But photography is an art, and no book or course will turn you into a bona fide photographer. That is why you should start taking pictures the moment you decide to become a photographer. Take as many shots as possible. Just go outside and look for the perfect shot. Make mistakes, acknowledge them, then fix them next time. Only knowledge and experience will make you a true professional in the field. That is what I wish you to become. And that's all I wanted to tell you today. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and watch our other videos. You are sure to find something interesting in them. So it's goodbye for now and see you next time.